All right, just a quick video to explain how Platinum Planner works for documentation for students and the preceptors. So here we have an example for the FTAB completion. This is from the student's view. In this case, we use Angel Duke. She's going to begin the documentation. Get that to load in so she can see, where she's riding today, today's date, the scheduled time, and we're going to have to adjust that if, let's say for some reason she had to, go home, take a shower or whatever before she started this ride time day. So let's change it to 10 o'clock. When she got there and whatever time she would leave, had to run home and take a shower, whatever. Save the changes. Information's been saved. That's on the information tab that we just did that. Let's start entering our patients in. So all these patients are live patients. We'll select a chief complaint from this drop-down list. Just going to do chest pain. We'll say that, we didn't get there till 10, so we want to make sure our documentation is accurate. And then now we're going to do our eye chart method. And we're looking for really good documentation. And we will kick it back if it's weak or poorly documented. So she would complete a nice narrative there. Any skills that were performed, let's say they started an IV. Well, they did an assessment for sure. And did chest pain, that was successful. Say IV and medication. They safely started an IV successfully. Maybe they put them on some O2. But we don't want to ventilate. Let's see. It ain't that bad. Say they saw some medications administered, but they didn't do it themselves. So after they complete that, they're going to save all the patients of the day because they're just going to keep adding patients as they go. Let's say this day they only had one patient, unfortunately. They need to go to their forms. This is the F tab. And they have to do an evaluation of the preceptor in the facility. So they're going to go down the list. Did they have Merle was an awesome preceptor. Let's say he didn't do so well on explaining the equipment. Threw me to the wolves, whatever. Didn't explain how to use the MRX monitor. Who knows? Whatever could be something. It's all right. So we're just going to get through these real quick. Then you have all these other areas you can. That's the thing about bathrooms are clean, or whatever you want to say about the facility. You can type in all these things, and we do read all those. So once they finish their F tab, their evaluation, they can, if they have any documents to upload, they can drag and drop. Maybe you took a picture of some notes or whatever. If you have an EKG strip that looks interesting, you can drag and drop there. At the end, they're going to submit their documentation. And there's kind of an overview of what they've submitted. All right, it's been submitted. On my phone as the preceptor, it just popped up a notification that I got an email that says that I have one student's documentation that needs to be reviewed or something. So I'm going to log in now as the preceptor because this is what your preceptor is going to see. And for all the preceptors out there, this is what you're going to look at. You're in Platinum Planner. You will have a message. In this case, it says 1 opportunity to be reviewed, because a lot of people will say, well, I didn't get any notification or I didn't see it anywhere. You're looking at the Platinum Planner side and it will be on your screen. So you're going to open that. Make sure it looks familiar. Oh yeah, Angel Duke rode with me that day. If they didn't, you can flag it. But if they did, you're going to hit complete. And now here's your tabs. You're going to have like an overview of when they were scheduled to start, scheduled in, when they actually started, and when they actually ended. So they actually got 10 hours. And with the AMTs, they have currently 50 hours that are required, but we're going to hopefully change that to 60. You can see a history of where this document is. It was created by the instructor. They started the documentation when they ended the documentation. Now, me as the preceptor, I started just a few seconds ago. You get an overview of the patients. You'll be able to read their narrative. You can edit any notes in here. Maybe they didn't start an IV, or maybe they missed something. You can edit that. The Forms tab is currently blank. That's the F tab. Let's click the F tab. So this is the main thing that people have a difficult time with. This is the F tab. So you want to click the clinical evaluation over here on the right, fill out form. And now you're going to rate this student from 1 to 5. Anything less than a 3 is going to generate some type of a phone call, or the PD is going to take a close look at why this person is getting less than 3s. So was this candidate, so was Angel non-judgmental? Yeah, she was great. Did she have good reports of the patient? Yeah, she did pretty good. Positive attitude, great attitude. Professional manner. I'm just going to put 1 low. That way you can, you'll see how it looks on their end. Yeah, ran into a house without her partners. I don't know. Angel would never do that, but you get the idea. She did great. Whatever. Everything else was fine. Did they help restock the equipment? They show interest. So all these things are very important, and we're tracking all of them. So down here you have areas to, under all of them, you can write in whatever your rationale is. Down here, let's see, Angel did a great job. And I'm excited to see her achieve AEMT. Keep up the good work. Whatever. Now that I've saved it, I have to go down here to the next tab, complete, to submit. So see where it says submit. Now, I think most people think that it's done here, but it's not. You have to then sign it. And then there's another approve button here. And then it goes through. Now, I'll show you what I see as the instructor. Let me go back to my dashboard. Log in as an instructor. Pops up on my screen that I have opportunities to be reviewed. Here's the example one that we just created. I'm going to view it. So on my end, this is what it's going to look like. I can see the start time and then the actual times. So they were scheduled for 12 hours. They actually did 10 hours. And then down here, we know why, because I had to run home and take a shower. I click on patient information, or Megan will, and we're going to read every one of these patient care reports. If it's weak documentation, it gets kicked back to the student. This is what the student's review of the preceptor, the clinical site looks like, and you can see anything less than a 3 turns this highlighted kind of pinkish red color. And then this will generate a phone call to their training officer. Say, hey, we need to make sure that Murley is explaining that MRX monitor, or whatever the problem was. Then also we'll read the preceptor's review of the clinical site. Anything less than a 2 generates a phone call or email. We can read any of the comments that the evaluator wrote. I have a good history of where this document's gone, where it hasn't gone, and then that's it. If it's approved, we'll hit approve. If it has poor documentation, I can return it to the student or the preceptor. I can reject it altogether, which I'm going to reject this one because it was just an example, and we don't want to give Angel an extra 10 hours over 50. And then that's it. So if this was good, boop, counts. This one's not going to count. So I hope that short video helps you with the FTABs and how to do the documentation. If you have any questions, contact myself, Merle at pdrems.com, or Megan. Have a blessed day.